Hey everybody, Nic Reveles here, and welcome to the San Diego Opera Podcast. I want to say just a few words about our West Coast premiere of a new opera, Great Scott, which we will be presenting in May 2016. This is the latest project from the wonderful American composer Jake Heggie and playwright librettist Terrence McNally. Heggie's music we know well because just a few seasons back we produced his opera Moby Dick, based on the Herman Melville novel. And what an exciting production that was. You may know the name Terrence McNally, though, from some of his Broadway hits, plays like The Lisbon Traviata, Love, Valor, Compassion, and Masterclass. What you may not know is that McNally was the librettist for Heggie's very first opera, Dead Man Walking. This playwright loves opera, and in fact, opera and classical music often play a secondary or sometimes even a primary role in his plays. So he was a natural for the composer to turn to in this opera, Great Scott, an opera about opera. Here's the story. It's about a famous opera singer, a mezzo-soprano known for her great performances throughout the whole world, and the various crises that she endures when she decides to come back, when she agrees to come back to her hometown opera company in order to help them out in a period of financial trouble. Her name is Arden Scott, and she's recently discovered an unknown 19th century Italian opera that's never ever been performed, thinking that this will bring notoriety and hopefully money to the company. Of course, with her in the starring role, it should sell tickets like crazy. The founder of the company and president of its board of directors, Winnie Flato, is Arden's one-time voice teacher and a big supporter. So of course, she's delighted that Arden is returning home with this rare operatic masterpiece to help out their company in need. The thing is, Winnie's husband happens to be the owner of the city's NFL franchise, the Grizzlies. Guess what? At the very same time and day as the premiere of this unknown opera, the Grizzlies are playing in the Super Bowl. Now, how's that for a crisis? There are, however, deeper problems that Arden is wrestling with. She hasn't had much luck with relationships, for instance. She's been divorced and has just broken up with another man. To complicate things further, her high school flame, her high school sweetheart turns up, Sid Taylor, having himself just divorced and with a son in tow. This all makes her begin to wonder about her career, her life, and ask questions that every artist of a certain age must ask. Is it time to retire gracefully and enter a new chapter in life? Making the question even more pressing is that the second soprano in the cast of this opera, Tatiana Bakst, an ambitious young artist just waiting for her chance to jump into the limelight and become the international star that Arden is kind of waiting in the wings for Arden to fail. As you can see, there's plenty of room for pathos, nostalgia, tenderness, and comedy, and Great Scott has ample portions of all that. As I speak, the opera is in rehearsal for its world premiere at Dallas Opera, and word is that it's been a very exciting process. In our production, we'll see mezzo-soprano Isabel Leonard as Arden Scott, baritone Nathan Gunn as Sid Taylor, the old flame, mezzo-soprano Frederica von Stade as Winnie Flato, her very first appearance with us on stage, and soprano Joyce Alcuri as Tatiana Bakst. The stage director for Great Scott is familiar to many of us as the one-time artistic director at the Old Globe, Jack O'Brien. It'll be great to welcome him back after many successes on Broadway and at the Metropolitan Opera. The conductor will be Joseph Mekovich, who conducted our production of Moby Dick and who returned last year as the conductor of our sleeper hit, John Adams' Nixon in China. Well, what a stellar team. And don't forget the composer Jake Heggie will be here in San Diego for a very special community conversation with me on Thursday night, December 10th at the Scripps Research Institute in La Jolla at 7 p.m., a free event where he'll talk about his opera and what went into the creation of it. Hopefully by that time we'll have some audio excerpts from the Dallas premiere, as well as images to help you begin to get an idea of how the opera goes. But I can assure you, Jake Heggie's music is so beautiful, so approachable, you'll be caught up in the excitement just like I am. So that's about it. I hope you're looking forward to Great Scott, as well as our other offerings in the 2015-2016 season. And if I know anything, I know this: I'll see you at the opera.